Hey guys, it's postboxpat and welcome back to a new video, and today I'm going to be talking about the new Nintendo console which was announced a few moments ago. It's called the Nintendo Switch, which is an awesome name, awesome design. I'm going to be going over everything that I've learned so far through the trailer and giving a few little things that I've kind of gathered and kind of questions that we're asking as a community. Don't know the exact answers for, but little key things, and basically this is a trailer overview just with images, and it's a pretty nice little thing that I've put together. So let's start with this and we'll go over a few of the images which I've started with. So first of all, we have image 1. This is basically the guy holding the new gamepad type thing with the two little controllers on the side. Now the way this is going to work, you can see he's got two little controllers in his hand there. He's got little thumbsticks and little designs, and the main like iPad type screen thing with the display looks pretty much Retina display type design. Obviously it's playing the new Legend of Zelda game and it looks really awesome and it looks pretty nice the way he's holding it, and the controls on the side actually come off so it becomes a screen and you can share them controllers to play a two-player game. Seems pretty cool. Looks awesome, but we're not too sure exactly if the display is going to be that good quality. We don't 100% know yet. That probably could be just the actual kind of design that they've thought of and maybe just edited the trailer to make it look a little bit better. Now moving on to the next image, we have the actual controller. This is very similar to an Xbox controller, exactly the same layout on the buttons, same thumbsticks. Very similar to the D-pad, and I don't know about the triggers on the back, but everything on that controller looks very similar to the Xbox controller. Obviously you've got a few more buttons in the middle, but apart from that, very similar to the Xbox controller, not much difference there. That looks like their main controller that they're going to be using on the console. Now the next image is pretty interesting. By the looks of it, if you want to play on the gamepad but still have your side controllers being used or being charged, it looks like there's going to be a lot of charging systems going on, many different things being charged at once. This thing actually in the middle here looks like it allows you to play with your controller, kind of like the gamepad, without the gamepad screen actually being there. If you're playing on the screen, you want to hold both controls in both of your hands. It looks like you have to put that little like attachment thing in between, which will probably have to be charged, and that'll charge the controllers on the side. I assume the controllers won't require much charge because they're not going to use tons and tons of batteries, or charge, should I say, that it's not going to be battery powered. I don't think any of this is going to be battery powered, but yeah. That's how it's going to work, and that thing in the middle is going to be basically a giant battery, so you can always keep them charged, and that's probably how it's going to work. From what I've gathered in the trailer, again, what I could be saying may not be true, it's just what I've gathered from the trailer. It's pretty interesting, these little things, just taking a little bit more in depth on these images. So let's move on to the next image. Now this image is really interesting. By the looks of it, he's adding a game cartridge into the back of the actual gamepad, so we can actually play it on the move. Pretty cool, kind of aspects of the DS and things like that. Nice little features there going on. Pretty interesting. I did like the idea of that. That could really come in handy, especially when you're traveling around and most of the saved data of the game will be on there. And I assume they may be, I don't know exactly what they're going to be made out of, but the product may be something like SD cards or something like that, but a little bit bigger. A bit like the flash storage on the Apple computers. Very small storage space, very fast, very high capacity. That's the sort of features they could be going with. And seeing though Nintendo have been doing a lot of things with Apple, I'm not suggesting that Apple have given them all these things, but maybe, you never know, that some of the features that they have gathered have came from Apple products or Apple's design and have implemented it in their Nintendo stuff. Now again, this is just me thinking of theories, not 100% sure. I've not looked into anything. This is all just coming from the top of my head as I'm doing this video. So if I'm completely wrong, just ignore me. Anyway, so the next feature is the charge station for the actual system as a whole. You can see here, the guys actually put in the actual gamepad with the controls in the side into like some sort of like TV type case thing. You plug it in and it charges the gamepad, and I assume that will charge the entire thing. And this looks like their main charging stand for the gamepad, and I assume that's probably going to be what it is. So that's there, and then you'll see here they're actually taking off the sides of the gamepad, so you can see how they deattach there. And if you look there closely in the bottom right, you've kind of got the classic little charge there. I'm not too sure if I'm just overlooking on this, but does that look like the nunchuck and the Wii remote to the left? I don't think so. It looks more like a charger, but I may be a bit wrong. I'm a bit confused. I'm not too sure exactly what that is by that main charging pack there to the right of the image. And also on the left of the image, you can see the amiibos. Probably going to be a lot of amiibo stuff, but I don't do a lot of amiibo stuff on my Wii U. But if anyone does, pretty interesting. You can put that in on your Apple, I was about to say Apple Switch. Oops, Nintendo Switch. Okay, so moving on again to the next image. We're on this image right now, and this image is, you can see how the little controller is being used on its own. So it's a little tiny controller, very small, so anyone with big hands, you may actually struggle with this. Like myself, I have quite big hands, so maybe I'd struggle with this, but you never know. It might just be the right size, just be the right amount of length and stuff, just to get it in your hands, and it looks pretty cool. It looks interesting as well, the way they've done it. You've got the D-pad in his left thumb, or the analog stick, and then in his right finger, you've got your little buttons there, which is pretty interesting. You can imagine this on your Xbox control. If you take out your Xbox control and just switch them over, you can see where your fingers are going to, like, turn your Xbox control upside down on its side. You can actually see where the fingers are going to work and how they've kind of implemented it on the Nintendo product. So again, moving on to the next image here, we have a new image, which is pretty interesting. This is basically people gathering with the actual Switch themselves, and they're all just playing it together in the same area and thinking of plans for strategies, kind of an esport type thing. If you go and watch the trailer, it's towards the end and it's like an esport type thing. Pretty interesting. Again, I'll link the trailer in the description so you guys can go and check that out, and in the cards. Very interesting trailer, would highly recommend watching it. So next image here, we've got the guy actually moving it on to a plane. As you can see, the guy next to him is asleep, the other guy is completely oblivious of what he's doing, but yeah. Anyway, this guy's got his headset on, you can see how he's plugged his headphones into the top. Jack lead there, input, so that's pretty interesting. Not jack lead, oops, headphone input. Yep, you can see that is there. Obviously the iPhone 7 doesn't have that, as we know, so that's pretty interesting to see them put that on there. No Bluetooth headphones or anything like that. And then you can see that he's got two little controllers and he's holding them in separate hands, which may feel a bit weird, kind of like Wii remotes, and that is not the nunchuck, that is the other gamepad controller. So he's got both of the little attachments attached off in his hands there. At first I did think it was the Wii remote and the nunchuck, but then I looked at it again and it wasn't. So moving on to next image, you can see here we've got game-wise now, Skyrim looks like it is going to be coming on the new Nintendo Switch, which is awesome. That's going to be really cool. Again, it'll probably be the upgraded version as well, in better graphics. We don't know the exact spec of the console, but I assume it'll probably be 1080, maybe frame rate 30, probably 30 or 60. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't count me on that. RAM size, not a clue yet, because they haven't released any specifications or CPU or anything like that. None of that's been released yet. And then we can see Mario Kart running as well. This is the old version of Mario Kart, so it's not a new game, unfortunately, there. Again, this screenshot next coming up now does look like a new game. Now, personally, I don't know if it is, I don't know if it's not, but it looks like a Mario game, which is going to be pretty new. You can see two versions of this screenshot here, just a longer view and a closer view. Here in the longer shot, it looks kind of like Mario. I don't know exactly what it is, and you can also see the charging thing there, charging the pad there, and it actually looks like the pad is actually on, so when it's being charged and the game's running, maybe it'll be on the pad as well. If you look really closely, you can see the light kind of coming off the pad. But apart from that, that's everything in this screenshot. The final screenshot is the release date. As we know, the release date in the end of the trailer is March 2017, which isn't that long away at all. I think it's just 5 months, if I'm correct. It is 5 months. I think I'm correct there, don't want to be wrong. So March 2017 is November, December, January, February, March. So yeah, 5 months, not including the rest of October. Who knows when it's going to be released in March? Probably towards the end, around maybe about the 25th or a Tuesday. Usually most things come out to the 28th of March, maybe. Somewhere around there, I assume it'll probably be released. Hopefully they announce the specs up to time. Hopefully the spec is a lot better than the Wii U. And that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. And again, leave your opinion down in the trailer below, in the box below. And there's a few other things I'm probably going to say just before I sign out. Just want to talk a bit about my Nintendo history. This is kind of irrelevant to the video, so if you have enjoyed the video here, up to everything about the review, feel free to leave the video now. This is for you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Don't forget to subscribe, stick around for some more Nintendo content, because that's what I'm going to go over now. So, if you are wondering why I decided to suddenly random do this, any subscribers from my actual channel, from my Minecraft content, to be honest, I have loved Nintendo from a kid. I've had a GameCube for a very long time. I've played Nintendo consoles for a very, very long time. I've had the GameCube, the Wii, N64, Wii U, all the DS's, Game Boys. I didn't really go back anywhere further than that, but I have played the previous consoles. I just never personally owned them. My family have owned them, but I've never owned any of the earlier ones than that. I've just been a massive Nintendo fan in general. So yeah, if you guys are, hopefully, if you've stayed for this bit and you're new, then hello. If you're not new and you're a subscriber and you're probably wondering what this is, I hope to be doing some Nintendo content in future, because I have always been interested in recording Nintendo stuff, especially stuff like Legend of Zelda and things like that. A lot of Nintendo stuff. Obviously Minecraft's my main content, but maybe I was always thinking of buying it on the Wii U, but there just wasn't many of you that play it, so I never actually bought it. But maybe in the future, Minecraft may be something I'll do on Wii U, because I've always loved Nintendo consoles, and they've just always been probably my top of my list. I've had every single one, so can't really say anything. Nintendo fan I am personally. But yeah, that looked really awesome, that trailer. I hope you guys did enjoy that trailer. Really awesome. Any of your opinions, again, leave them down below. Hopefully do some Nintendo content in the future from myself. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. And if you made it all the way past the little outro bit that I did, don't forget to leave a comment down below and your opinions and all that. And once again, this is postboxpat, signing out.